This is Joe Byrne recording on the 14th of the 8th 2016. I'm recording a piece of work for Unit 302 Principles of Keywords and Optimization. So, search engine optimization. The definition of search engine optimization is that it's the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring that the site appears high on the list of results returned by a search engine. So basically, what this means is when you type in a keyword or phrase in a search engine, you're hoping for your website to come up first or higher on the list than others. Now, why is this important to a business? It's vital to many businesses as it allows the website and other related online media to be found easier on a search engine. This is going to lead to more visible, a more visible website and more people seeing that website, more traffic on the website, which should really increase awareness of your business and its product or service, and hopefully bring in more business for that business. So there's two different ways to get your website to appear highly on search results, and those ways are organic and paid. Letting your website appear on search engines organically means basically that you're doing it all yourself, you're putting all the effort in, and you've got a high ranking SEO which allows your website to appear high on search engines organically. The other way you can get your website to appear high on a search engine is to pay the search engine provider to advertise your website. This will cost a lot of money, but it means that you don't have to rely on having a high SEO, which isn't always attainable. If you do have the money, then you can pay the search engine providers to advertise you high on their search engine. I've got a clear example of this here. So I've looked for keywords on Google. I've just put in the keyword keywords, and what's come up is a high ranking SEO here, and then we've got a ad here. So this is a paid for search result, and this is an organic search result. So the ways you would have to pay for your website to be ranked highly on a search engine, there's two different ways. There is pay-per-click and pay-per-impression. So these are the two different methods that can be used when a search engine advertises a product or service for a company. Pay-per-click means that the company advertising their product will have to pay the search engine for each time somebody clicks on the advertisement. So for each time somebody sees that advert link and clicks on it, the search engine will charge the company who paid to have their product advertised. There is also pay-per-impression. That just means that the company must instead pay for each time the advert is seen and not just when it's clicked. So each time their product, service or website is seen on that search engine, they have to pay the search engine provider, as opposed to just every time that the link is clicked. So if you don't have the means to pay for advertisement on a search engine, then you really need to make an SEO plan. So a few things SEO plans should consider are the following. They should regularly update their website. This will likely create a community on their website. People will often come to their website to see the updates, and that should therefore bring in more impressions on their website. They should consider creating a mobile-friendly website, which can increase somebody's SEO as it allows customers to access the website on a completely separate device. I think a study said in 2015 that 66% of adults own a smartphone or mobile device now. So many people rely on the phones for the internet in the present day. Another way is to encourage your audience to interact with your content, especially if you give them an incentive to do. Maybe offer them a prize for if they share the link and leave a comment on a certain post. They can then be in the chance of winning a prize, and this will encourage individuals to share your content. Keywords should be used naturally throughout a business's website. This means that more keywords will result in a search engine leading internet users to the business's website. And finally, using links on web pages to other related content means that search engines will pick up on the links and take them into account for a business's SEO. So we mentioned keywords there briefly. So a keyword is a word with great significance that can be used in relation to a specific content. In digital terms, it's a word to classify or organize digital content or to facilitate an online search for information. So for example, if I wanted to find a local taxi company and I wanted a certain amount of people to be able to travel, I might Google taxi company in the local area for 8 people, and those keywords or that key phrase should come up with some results. Now the taxi provider that comes up first will be the company with the highest SEO locally out of all the taxi ranks in the local area. When you're identifying keywords for your business, there's several factors that need to be considered. These include what keywords your target audience would use. So don't think too technically, think what the average everyday person is going to want to use to find you on the internet. A variety of keywords allows more internet users to find your content. So having a good variety, as long as they are related to your business, should help. Checking what keywords your competition is using is always good. Checking the spelling of your keywords and make sure there aren't any common errors with the spelling of those words, because your customers might use the wrong spelling to search for your product. So just make sure you include any variables. Finally, check if there are multiple meanings or definitions of a keyword. You especially don't want to use a keyword if it has another meaning that could be offensive to a certain group of people. So just for an example, I've come up with a few keywords for the National Courier Service, which is a contract delivered by CFBT, which is the company I work for. So it's my mission on social media as an employee of CFBT to make sure that the courier service have a big presence, have as big a presence as possible on the internet. I do this locally with my local page, Couriers pt1. I don't do it on a national level, but I help to. I'm part of the team that does help to make the National Courier Service national on social media. So here are a few keywords that we should be using. basically the career service gives careers advice, so we need to be targeting anybody who's looking for careers advice or a particular service that we might be able to help with. So of course I've identified careers and careers advice, careers change as key ones. I've chosen NCS as that's an abbreviation for the National Career Service. I've chosen jobs, job profiles, funding, training, courses, provision, volunteering, just anything careers related that we can help people get into and attain. Now, I did look at a few of these. I searched them on Google just to see the top results for each keyword. So we can see the National Career Service is already at the top of a few of these searches. So careers, National Career Service comes up. NCS, National Career Service, does come up. Also the National Citizen Service there. So there's a bit of a branding conflict that doesn't help the National Career Service there. Now, job profiles as well. The National Career Service is well known for the job profiles on their website. So luckily we're already at the top for some of these, but there's another few, advice, funding, CVs. There's more specialised companies that are able to get a higher SEO because they likely use these keywords more in their content. I also had a brief look into monthly search volumes. Now, many of the tools usable for this actually had a limit on how many searches you could do before you had to start paying. So I was only able to look for a few different keywords, but in England, on average, monthly, this is how many times these keywords are searched. So CV, 74,000, which is understandable because a lot of people are wanting help to create their CV. Careers, a bit lower, advice as well, NCS there, and funding, so that gives you an idea of how many people are searching for this kind of thing. And to be honest, I have a feeling that it will be more than that when you add all the different search engines into the mix there. So I thought I'd look into different ways that search engines look for keywords on a website. So they do look for them in headings, website URLs, page content, image titles, and texts on links. I looked for different uses of keywords on the websites. So again, just use them in the URLs and the page titles. Use them in website navigation links, and just use them for the titles of images. And you could always use them in just the general text of a website, just to relate keywords into the content if you have any articles on there. Use them for the title of certain content that you're embedding into your website, such as videos, and just make the best use as you can out of the keywords. So I thought I'd review the existing keywords on the Asda website. I thought I'd just identify a few and comment on how well they do use. So you see there they've got groceries, Asda, food, drinks, half price, delivery and school. Those are the main ones I picked up on. Groceries and Asda are all used in the URL. In the navigation links they are using food, drinks, half price, which is just great for Asda. They're using their own brand, which is important. They're also using a good amount of seasonal keywords. They're using back to school, which is happening shortly in September.